Hi, everyone of the sign of Capricorn. So I am here today to give you a message for April. I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to start off by taking out a few oracle cards from the T3 Oracle. T3 Oracle. Oh my God, I couldn't talk all of a sudden. We're also going to be discussing the full moon and the new moon that are going to be happening in April, because obviously that's going to impact our lives one way or another. Also, a reminder: next week will be the last week of this Mercury retrograde. Thank you, hallelujah. So we'll be less tantrum and more clear when it comes to our desires. Okay. So the first thing we have is a ring. A marriage will take place either romantic or business. So this is talking about a connection. The second thing that comes out is the tree, affairs with the family. So a connection with the family. And then the third thing is mule. Someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. So funny, my Capricorns. So it looks like we're going to be talking about a connection that's going to be playing a big role for you in the month of April. So this is something related to family, because that's what that says there. So keep that in mind. So let's see what they want to tell you regarding this. Why are you showing me this for my Capricorns? Family drama. Okay. So right off the bat, let me just put these here because I don't see them. But here, the first thing that flew out is the Five of Cups in reverse. I like the Five of Cups in reverse. It means that you're no longer crying about shit that doesn't want to go right. So this means I'm over it. That's what this looks like. Like, I'm over it. People will be acting stupid. People are stubborn. They're not wanting to change. They're thinking that they can breadcrumb you and have you move forward. And you're like, yeah, F that. That's what this sounds like. And then we have the energy of the star. The star means that you have been going through a period of transformation within yourself, Aquarius. It is a sign of Aquarius, that energy. But you, my Capricorns, have been going through an energy of change. And right now we're in the age of Aquarius. So this is why the energy of Aquarius is very highly aspected. So see where Aquarius sits on your birth chart, and see what house it's located in, and if there's anything that's kind of working against it, because this is where you're going to see or feel more of this energy in your life. So let's say it's located in the energy of money, and it is like negatively aspected with another another energy. So then it becomes like this energy of your connection with your family cause restrictions with your money. Okay. Important for you to know. So that being said, it seems like you've been doing a lot of self-help, self-work, self-growth, self-expansion, and you've gotten to the point where you're like, I know how I want. I've cleared out so much shit from my mind and so much trauma that I've experienced. And I've cleared out all this stuff that used to make me feel kind of cray-cray forever. I realized that maybe I'm not the problem. Not maybe I'm not the problem. I realized that I'm not the problem. I've realized that I've given enough chances and enough opportunities to be able to move forward. And now I think that I prefer to live a life more conducive of the person that I want to be, not the person that I was forced to become because of this family connection. So because now your mind is getting straight, your life is getting straight. So I am seeing a lot of positive things happening in your life because you're no longer in victim mentality. You're no longer feeling sorry for yourself. You're just kind of in this energy of, well, it fucking is what it is, and I'm just going to move on. And that's what that feels like. Then we have this energy here of the Three of Wands, but it's in reverse. And then with that, we have the energy of Judgment. That means that you're no longer going to be giving opportunities to these family members. Okay. You have judged the situation for what it is. You're singing your own tune. You're going in your own frequency, and you really don't want to be part of that fucking mess anymore. I'm sorry. I'm being bombed the whole thing. And there's times it depends on what I'm channeling that they get a little bit gritty like that. So I'm not going to excuse myself. This is my personality. All right. Next thing that flies out is the Devil card in reverse. I'm liking this. These reverse ones that come out reversed, like my whole deck is upright, mind you. These are reverse ones and they flip up in reverse is perfect. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Literally, you're no longer investing time, energy, effort in creating entanglements with these individuals. It's just not worth it. Okay. And this is something that I tell a lot to my clients because I'm gonna tell it to you guys. Look, there are times that we get frustrated because families suck and then we ghost them. Fine. Ghosting is fine. But if you don't return back to that family and kind of like reclaim your power from that family, right? Then those people still have power over you. I'm not saying to go back to a very abusive situation or somewhere you're risking your life in, but there are most family drama isn't to that extreme. It is at that extreme. Please don't do that. Maybe you can do a meditation where you revisit them and you channel their energy and you can do the same thing, right? But in this case, it's kind of one of those things that you have to show them just decide what, right? You have to show them that you are strong now and what they do doesn't really bother you no more. Like they can say whatever you want, it just rolls off of you. This is something I'm also feeling very strongly here. And it can be done in the physical, like I said, but like I said, if it's very dangerous, it's really possible to be done through a meditative state, right? I've done this a lot with a lot of clients using my past life regression hypnotherapy. You would be surprised how many people are attached to you and you're not even aware of it, and subconsciously they're still attached to you. So during that process, we cut away those people and then we reclaim your power back and we cleanse your energy. So if you're in the Elgin area, that might be a possibility. But then we have this Queen of Cups energy. The Queen of Cups tells me that in this case specifically, she's holding the conch and she has water flowing from it and going into the water like this. It really feels like you're purifying yourself. I would recommend for this month of April for you guys to have some kind of spiritual practice where you're doing like a spiritual cleanse at least daily. So this can be a yoga practice that flushes your prana. This can be like an Asian practice of Tai Chi or Qi Gong that clears out your Qi. This can be prayers of invocation where you're invoking the spirit of purification through you or whatever deity that helps you purify. This can be ritual baths because they're amazing. This can be throwing yourself in the ocean if you are so lucky to be living really close to one. Or putting your feet in a creek if it's warm enough where you're at. But it's talking about connecting to the energies of water for purification. I would recommend that strongly here. We're also seeing this energy. I'm liking this too. We're seeing this energy of the High Priestess. We're seeing this energy of the Four of Pentacles. And then we're seeing the energy of the Chariot card. Okay. What this combination of those last three cards tell me is, first of all, you're in the stage of, in Spanish, we call it Oye, mira y calla, which means it's the three monkeys, right? Where you see no evil, you hear no evil, you speak no evil, right? So you're just observing how, now that you turned on the light, how the roaches scramble all over the place, right? And now that they're scrambling all over the place, you're realizing that you were always the wielder of the power. You were always the wielder of the strength. And that now that they don't have any worth or value, you see them like roaches scurrying and being and hiding because the light is out, right? You can see them for what they are: stubborn, unchanging, unwilling to move and budge people. And that's fine. You know, sometimes we are put, and this is something I can tell you after my so many years in spirituality and doing ritual works and exorcism for people, I can tell you 1,000% that sometimes we agree to put ourselves in lives that are very toxic, to be born in families that are very toxic and very harsh, because intuition actually develops as a security mechanism. So that's the reason why people that die and come back to life have all of a sudden like all these spiritual abilities. That's the reason why people that experience really high trauma all of a sudden have like spiritual abilities. It's because that trauma that you experience, that that pain that you experience actually heightened your senses. It creates a little bit of like, I want to say ADHD, autism, blah, 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 all those conditions that they say that there's wrong with us. And I don't feel like it's wrong with us if you're able to first not get involved in any kind of drug use, but secondly, be able to process that emotions and clear them out. And so as I'm looking at this, it's like, yes, it was hard. Yes, it freaking sucked. But let's not focus on that. Let's focus on the things that you're able to see, hear, understand, value about your surroundings because of the fact that you went through that, right? And so now there's this period where you're in the impasse, right? So the Chariot card here specifically is not a movement energy. That's why I have so many different tarot decks, because each one gives you something different. But in this case, she's confused either going this way or that way, the way of the past, the way of the future. And she's stuck in between two worlds. That doesn't mean that she's not going to move forward. And I'm saying she because she's the one in the motorcycle, right? Because this is the witches. That doesn't mean that she's not going to move forward. It just means that she has come to the crossroads where she needs to choose a direction here or there. So let's do a direction here and a direction there, right? What is the direction here? The direction here, we have the energy of being victorious and having a lot of people pay attention to you and acknowledge you and like value you. And there, is the energy of the 10 of Wands, which is having a heavy burden. So right now, you're in the crossroads where you're going to be having a potential to be discovered, known, and valued and worth by few people around you and in different environments, right? Or you have the potential of going uphill and carrying heavy burdens still. Now, I feel like if you dropped them already, I wouldn't recommend you to pick them back up. But I am very aware, because I've done it myself in my 44 years of life, that there are times that we revisit situations that might be, I want to say toxic, but we do it because of the fact that we haven't completely healed from it and we needed a little bit extra understanding from it. And because we have that desire to understand a little bit more, we allow ourselves to revisit and relive the pain. And it's just kind of the last nail in that coffin to close that cycle. This is year number 9. It's the closing cycle energy. If you guys can get it done early, it's good. But eventually, I feel that because you've gotten to the point of understanding that this isn't going to change, if you go back to it, I know that by the end of the next cycle of eclipses, which would be in September, you will revisit the situation and then decide this is done, right? So I just feel like, why have to struggle again? But I also know myself, and I know that I've done it before, so I can't criticize you if you do. All right. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Cups, which is literally saying that you're going to get your wish fulfillment. Again, I feel like you're in the wish that you have is fucking peace. Like, no more drama, no more shit, no more games, no more bullshit. Like, you stay on your lane, I'll stay on my lane. We'll do the holiday thing if we have to every once in a while until I move far away and then I don't have time. I'll just give you an eventual ring once a month or something, just to stay cordial. And that'll probably dwindle after a while. I don't know. I just feel like it's just kind of like I'm slowly like just drifting away from this energy of this family. So that being said, let's talk about, I want to do these actually. What the full moon energy is going to give you. Now, the full moon goes 12 to the 13th, okay? The full moon will be in the sign of Libra. It is considered a micro moon because it's going to look smaller just because it's farther away from planet Earth, the moon in that cycle, and it is a pink moon because it's all about the spring flowers and all that kind of jazz. So that being said, let's see what that's going to bring you. Also, FYI, during that time is when we're finally breaking free. That moon breaks us free from the Venus retrograde. And though I believe we're going to have the influence of it till we're going to have the influence on it until the 16th, but still, it's already coming out. The first thing I'm seeing is radical self-love. We can only receive love to the extent that we unconditionally love and live the truth of ourselves. So this is you putting you first. Okay? I feel like the whole reading is saying that Okay. Now, what is the new moon in the sign of Taurus? Is going to be the 27th of April. Going to bring FYI, that energy of the end of April seems like very auspicious. Like it's going to bring a lot of change. I was just looking at the astrology earlier. See, I'm just saying. So we have creation, and we got two of them for you, mind you. The first one is creative power. It says release the alchemical energy into the world. And the second one, sharing. There is giving in receiving and receiving in giving. Now, this is interesting because number 12 ends up being a 3. And the other one's 33, which is literally 333. So your number for April, well, the end of April, the 27th, going through the month of May, it's number 333. And it does feel like an energy of sharing your creation, sharing your light with the world. And maybe that's the reason why I see the 6 of Wands here, where lots of people are going to listen to you. But it's like sharing yourself, your light, whatever, no longer being tied up in darkness because because you keep trying to win people over that don't deserve you. So this is very, very positive. I'm loving the energy. I believe that it will be something that will be for your benefit. So anyway, I hope this helps you. I hope you move forward. I hope you don't choose to have to repeat that ugly cycle with this family. And we will see you the next time.